We'll start with a little bit of a back bend, so you can either use your blanket, just roll it up and then put it under your back, or if you want it a little bit deeper, put your block right about your shoulder blade height, and then arch over that. If that's too much, you can always bump it down, but start with a bit of a back bend. The legs can just be extended, the arms open to each side. Let a couple of good breaths flow into the lungs. So our theme this week, with us having passed through several days that were below freezing, we've hit the first frost. The plants are no longer in the growing season. We've passed that point in the year. So what I was thinking of for today's class is abundance of our harvest. The people that I know that have, huge gardens, and they were busy picking all the stuff before the frost, and now they're busy canning. And so now we're in that season of the abundance, just the enjoying of all the work that we did leading up to this point in the year. So think of all the work that you did through the summer, all the energy, all the hopes, all the goals that you've been working toward. And now it's heading toward the season of just enjoying the abundance of it. So imagine today your hips are like a huge cornucopia. And as we stretch, especially through the hip area, just imagine that it's letting your body just enjoy and feel the gratitude, the happiness of the abundance of our harvest, all that we've worked on this year. So with that idea to help lead us on, let's take just a moment to wind our elbows. So right elbow under left, wind the palms. Push the shoulders down away from ears, and then let the fingertips fall to the space above crown of head. Just feel that nice stretch. Because we're in the back bend, we've got this arch going on all through the spine. The core is gently lengthening, and now the shoulders are opening. Gratitude for these arms, all that they've carried us through, all the things they've carried, all the burdens, all the activities. And open the arms left and right, just a good stretch for a moment. And left elbow under right, same thing. Push shoulders down, fingertips rise above crown of head. One more breath in and out. Open the arms like a big stretch to each side. We'll remove the blanket or block from our back. We're laying just on the flat ground again. And once you're there, we'll take the banana stretch. So up overhead, grab the right wrist, and then scoot the shoulders to the left. Cross the right ankle over the left and scoot the legs to the left. This can be passive or it can be active, trying to push against the ankle and wrist connections. Your choice. Gratitude for the lungs. As we're breathing, we can really feel them right now. Gratitude for all that they do all day, every day, from the very first breath of our life to the last. That constant massage friend, worker inside of us. Good. Release this half. Recenter the spine, and then second side. So grab left wrist, scoot the shoulders to the right. Cross left ankle over, scoot to the right. Same quality as before, passive or active, whatever you did on the other side. Huge breath of gratitude in and out. Release. Planting the feet on the floor. Slide the hands beside the hips. Take 3 bridge poses. Roll the hips up. And down with our exhale. 2. 3. 'Leaving hips on the floor when they return. Right ankle comes to left thigh. Keep the left foot on the floor for just a moment and rock the left leg over to the right and over to the left. Let's go at least 3 times to each direction. Experiencing external and internal rotation. After you've done at least 3 to each side, take the figure 4 hug. Wrap hands around that left side to hug it in. The more we can relax the right glute and hip area, the more this pose settles into beautiful depth. Gratitude for all that the hips have carried us through. Keeping the legs crossed like this, spread the arms open, figure T on the ground. The crossed legs fall over to the left one more time. Some can get outer hip, even sometimes IT band. Gratitude for that strong area, holding our legs together. And cross the ankle, return the hips down, and then right foot's on the floor, left ankle is taking that cross position. Rock the legs 3 times left and right. After you finished all 3, hug the figure 4. Keep relaxing through the hip even deeper. Spread the arms open, the legs fall over to the right. 2 more breaths, experiencing gratitude toward this hip. And as we uncross the ankle, return the hips down. It's back to a bridge pose shape. Look at your block. Let's slide the block under the hips. Small height or medium height will do. Get it to the point where you can balance with the hips, with the block under the hips, and then both legs floating upright. So make sure it feels okay. You're not on the bumpy vertebrae, you're on the flat sacrum. And then just shake the legs for a moment. Loosen all the tightness, all the effort we've done on the feet. We're giving them a little gratitude shake. Chance for some of the lymph to drain out. Good. Legs back to stillness. Bend the right knee. As we start to hug the hands around that right knee, drop that left heel all the way back down to the mat. So 2 beautiful opposing actions. Trying to pull this right knee in as that left heel is trying to stay connected to the ground. Gratitude for the hip flexors. How they carry us through all the steps we take. And both legs start to float. As we switch, we clasp hands around left and then right heel lowers to floor. As the hands start to release this time, drop this leg to the ground. Slide the legs about as wide as mat. The arms just slide open. Imagine it's almost like we could receive a trickle of abundance just gently landing all over the body. Nothing that has to be done at this point, just receiving. One more beautiful gratitude breath in and out. As the hands slide in close to the block, the feet slide in like the bridge pose, lift the hips off the block to return them down and let them rock in a way that feels good as the sacrum returns to the ground. It's almost like I can reset the bones of the hips. A nice alignment. And from here, we rock our way up. Take a cobbler first. Legs start really close. Lift the spine up, tilt forward. Eventually finding a nice release for the weight of the spine. Option to slide block under the head, even adding in fists if you need more height. The hips have so many muscles that connect in and around them. So just enjoying this aspect of it. This tremendous cornucopia carrying the rest of our body. Lifting the spine up and then slide the feet forward, another full foot and a half or so forward. Re-straighten the spine, re-tilt forward. Sinking into yet another spot of the hips. And lifting spine again. The legs open out wide. So we'll take at least 3 slow rounds, starting by leaning forward through the center, and then 3 slow rounds to each side. Leaning perhaps over to the right first, and then eventually to second side. Take your time. Bless you. Your pace for this. No sense of rush, but whenever you do finish all 3, you'll make your way into the center and just stay. So spine rises up. Leave the stance wide, but scoop the knees up so the feet are planting. On this really wide stance, we'll take 3 cycles, bending the knees. It's like a windshield wiper to one side. Try to rotate as far as you can. And switch. Good. Whenever you finish all 3, let's take it to a kneeling place with some cat cows. One more cycle up and down. Walk the hands forward to a kneeling plank. Keep the elbows squeezing in as you lower chest to the floor. Taking Sphinx. Swivel the left hand in just to the point where the hand is in line with the midline. And then, so left hand is propping us up in front, right hand grabs right toes. What we're going to try to do is do 3 pulses. It may or may not be possible. Your hand in front of you may need to slide forward. You'll kind of have to play with the placement. But the 3 pulses are trying to pulse the toes in as much as you can. And then when the toes pulse back, try to lift up your elbow and arch just a little. 3, push the toes in. And press. 2. And 1. Good. And then we'll stay with the quad stretch, lower back to the elbow, maybe even slide the arm forward so you're just resting easily. Releasing the right toes. Now the right hand is starting to prop us up, so maybe slide it further forward if that's the spot where you can lift a little bit. Just kind of find your spot. Left hand grabs left toes, and then start the pulses. So pulse the toes in, and as you press back, try to lift. Pulse. Lift. Pulse. Lift, rest. Release. Take a couple of breaths all the way back to child pose. Experience the sensations in the hips even here. If there were to be, for instance, a tight hip flexor, child pose would be one of those poses you could feel that difference, the sensations of that crease where you're folding in to your hips. You can feel that sensation different left and right. So this is a nice pose just to, over time, help to balance that out. You're welcome to stay a few more breaths. Whenever you're ready for a downward facing dog, you can plant the hands, start to rise the hips up. Movements are absolutely welcome. Into forward fold when you're ready. Inhale helps us rise. Comes down to the heart. So shift your weight into left foot, the right knee floats. Option to do this muscularly, 3 times extended and bend the leg, or you can clasp under the thigh to try to help it out. So extending 3, 2, 1. Pause in a warrior 3. So floating back. Hands can stay at the heart. You can open the airplane, or you can slide the arms by the ears, your choice. As you're trying to land, it's just going to be the right toes that land. The toes, it's a really nice lunge. The arms float up. Bending the elbows. Pull the elbows down to the sides. Good. Float the arms by the ears. Lean forward just to the same line as your leg. Rise back up. Pull the elbows. Float the arms. Lean to the same line as the leg. And once more. Up. Pull. Up. Lean. I'll start to transition some of your weight back onto the front leg. Warrior 3. Rise. Float the right knee in front. 3 times kick. 3, 2, 1. Good. As you release, maybe shake it out. Sometimes the nervous system gets so pent up from trying to balance that the second side is already kind of affected. So when you feel like you're ready, shift your weight to right. Hands back to the heart. Float the left knee. 3, 2, 1. Any arm position, warrior 3. Line just the toes. Float up. Pull elbows to the sides. Float the arms. Forward to the line of the leg. And up. Elbows. 2. And 1. We're leaning forward for this. Start to let your right leg take more and more of your weight until you're in warrior 3. Loading. Left knee is in front. And 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Now circle up to the sky when you're there. No rush. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, plant the hands. Step up and jump back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Taking a flow. Fixing dog. Lowering back down to knees, we're neutral kneeling. Tiger, right arm forward, left leg back. Balancing here can be enough. Otherwise, exhale, elbow and knee touches in underneath you. And then extend and lift. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to see if hand and foot can grab behind your back and then push those 2 points together to arch. Release. Left arm forward, right leg back. And stay or 5. Stomach curl. Left. 3, 2, 1. And stay or try to grab and push up. Good. and release. So back to right knee on the ground. The left knee is going to take 3 large circles to the side, both directions. So choose the first direction, and 3, as large of a circle as that knee can trace. 2, 1, reverse. 3, 2, 1, and drop that knee down. Right. 3, 2, 1, reverse. 3, 2, 1. Good. Kneeling plank. Pull the hands forward. You can lift the knees if you want. Lower down to the belly. Let the hands stack to prop the head. And then we're taking the right knee to the side as high up as you can scoot it. Essentially, this is like a half frog, preparing us for a frog that we'll take later in class. If friction is working against you and you want your right hand to just help you keep it seated high, that's also fine. Release. So slide the right leg back. And the left knee does the same thing. Scoot as high up as you can get. Option to have the left hand help you. Otherwise, just lay for a few good breaths with that hip starting to open to the stretch. Release. Let's take at least a couple of breaths in child pose. And stay a little longer or take the down dog when you're ready. Forward fold when you're ready. Next inhale to rise. Shifting the weight over to right foot. Left hand grabs left. I was doing the opposite of what I was saying, so I want to make sure not to confuse myself. The left hand is grabbing left. And this is quad stretch. So if you're not feeling it, scoot the knee further back and or scoot tailbone under. Beautiful. Stay here or optional dancer. Flip the grip. Right arm raises and we try to keep it lifting as we kick the foot into the hand. We all release back, warrior 3. Soft land, warrior 1. Nice inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Extended side angle. So right elbow to right thigh, left arm up and over, or you can create a bind if you wish. So your torso, your legs stay, but your torso twists back forward and even toward the front door if there's a little bit of space to go that direction. Good. Unwind back to warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Warrior two. Now twist the back just however far you can. It's not near to this far. Beautiful. Warrior two. We're transitioning to Skandasana, so hands plant by the right foot, and then we lower the hips as low as feels good toward that heel. And switch Skandasana, other side. Legs up. Setting up for triangle pose, make sure the front toes are pointing forward, the back toes toward the side or slightly forward of the side. Two straight legs, open the arms, lean the right hand forward as you tilt your hips. Then drop right hand to right shin, left hand up to sky. Rising up, half moon. Yep, some cartwheel down. Option to use that block under the right hand. Drop down to forward fold. And rise. Front to heart. Standing on the left foot, grab the right hand to right foot behind your back. Quad stretch, so tailbone scoops and or knee pulls back. Optional dancer. Releasing to warrior three. Warrior one. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Option to bind if you wish. Warrior two. Legs stay, twist forward with the arms. Even a little bit toward the back door if you can. And warrior two. Reverse warrior. Hand on the back leg. Warrior two. Twisting toward the back wall. And warrior two. Good. Skandasana. Plant the hands by the left foot. Drop. So as low toward that heel as they'll go. And toward the right foot. And rise up. Set up the feet for triangle, front toes forward, the other foot to the side. Open the arms, make sure hips are square, flat to the side. And triangle. So left hand forward to tilt the pelvis, and then left hand to shin, right hand to sky. Rising. Half moon. Forward fold. Inhale, rise. Standing on right, grab the left hand, the left foot behind back. Either stand as quad stretch one more time, or take the challenge candy cane. So this one is keeping the grip on that foot as you drop the right hand down and open the hips like a half moon. Looks totally allowed. And then let's just release both feet down. Inhale, rise. Second side. Grabbing right. Either just enjoy quad stretch or start to rotate the hips open. Plant the left hand down. Half moon. And forward. Inhale, rise. Hands to heart. Taking frog, it might be nice to turn open to the long edge of the mat, facing either direction. I like to open the blanket out once and then fold the mat in. If you like that extra padding for the knees, go for it. And then we set up nice and wide as we can get our hips. We're looking for a square in the knees and a square in the hips. So we're not further forward, we're not further back, just that square spot. To elbows, let the hips kind of relax into it. If you need to come out sooner than me, just let your belly come forward like you just slid down a slide. And slide the belly forward, lift up the legs floating, take some windshield wipers with the legs. Okay, opening the mats back out into sitting. You're welcome to reset blankets, anything you need. So we'll sit with our right leg directly forward, our left foot tucked to thigh. Once we're there, take a nice inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We're heading down to these final stretches. Once again, try to return to simple gratitude. Imagine every thought of gratitude toward our body builds up our body in ways that are helpful, ways that we're envisioning. Maybe every thought of judgment and harshness toward our body only creates more of that. Like if we're harsh toward how tight our hamstrings are, maybe that tells our body, oh, I guess we've got some energy around tight hamstrings. I guess we should work on tight hamstrings, starts to tighten it even more. Like where our focus goes, our energy flows. So by living in gratitude, our body just naturally aims toward better health. Now as torso rises, this right leg travels all the way back so we can take a beautiful pigeon pose. Make sure that you pick the hips up so that you're not just keeping your weight on that left. Into the hands, walk the torso up, swing this right leg back around, and then we switch legs. We'll end up with that left leg in front of us, right foot tucked into thigh, circle arms up, inhale, exhale, leave. Rising up, pigeon pose, second side. Imagine laying all your efforts in front of you like a fall harvest. Sometimes it feels like we still have so much on our plate we're never caught up. But imagining them like this harvest is like, you can look back, we really have done a lot this year. Some of them are huge things like a ginormous pumpkin. One's maybe a small squash, but a kernel of corn. But all is that abundance, that harvest. Rising up, we'll take any last stretches your body's craving. Maybe you want one last wide angle forward fold, maybe a plow pose, maybe a twist to each direction, whatever your body's craving. Give it that beautiful last pose or two. Take your time, no sense of rush. Shavasana only happens when our body is happy, Settle down. Make sure you're comfortable. And then at least for a moment, try to let your body be overwhelmed with the feeling of gratitude and abundance that already is around you. The emotions that flow through our body do have an impact on ourselves. So living with abundance just feels so good and delicious to our body. Begin to deepen the inhales. Deepen the exhales. Start to introduce movement back to the body. Perhaps small movements at first. Eventually, movements grow larger and larger. Stretches that feel good. And if you'd like a fetal position to one side, enjoy some time just laying to that direction. The breaths flowing. Perhaps 2 or 3 more breaths until you feel ready to rise up, comfortable seated place. So with hands at the heart, as we head into this month of gratitude, we simply feel thankful for the abundance around us, for all of the fruit of our efforts of this year, for so many other things that make our life so full, so happy. With all this to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste. Namaste.